Today we're going to be performing a small bowel follow through, so I'm going to go ahead and prepare my room. So I have a pillowcase laid down here. I have a rag that's half damp whenever the patient's done. I have my crystals that I'm going to use, and it's to show air and gas. I also have my thin barium that's in this cup, and then I have another thin barium that we poured into this one because they will need 2 thin bariums. I also have my water cup here. I have my gown for the patient as well. And then here I have this just in case the patient does become sick. And then I also have my lead glove, and this is for the PA or radiologist. And then I also have a lead paddle to use as well. Alright, so I already went and I set up my supplies in my room, so I'm going to go ahead and set up the control panel. I'm going to put in the patient's information and pull them up. We're going to hit perform. Right, and then I'm going to go ahead and select the exam that I want, which is going to be an AP table abdomen, since we're doing a scout image. So next I'm going to go ahead and set my techniques. We're going to go ahead and do an 85 kVp along with a 10 mass.
Okay, so now I've checked my chart. I'm ready to go ahead and get my patient. Inside the chart there was no contraindications, so we're able to go ahead and move forward with the exam. Being with that, we're going to go ahead and use the barium. I'm going to go ahead and get my patient, get her dressed, and I will proceed with history and explanation of the procedure. Brandy. Hi, my name is Jane. I'll be the tech assistant with your procedure today. You can step in here for me. Can I go ahead and check your wristband? Can you verify your date of birth with me?
March 3rd, 1920.
And is there any chance of pregnancy? No. Okay, so first things first, for this procedure, we will have to get you changed into a gown. I will have you remove everything but your underwear, okay? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get a brief history on you. So what brings you in today? Why are we performing this small bowel on you today?
Just experienced some stomach pain, been experiencing constipation.
And what type of pain would you say it is? Sharp, dull? Is it continuous, or is it on and off?
It's been really sharp pain.
So exactly where has it been hurting you?
It's been kind of like in the lower area of my stomach.
How long has this been going on?
It's been about like a month.
Have you had this exam done before?
Not this particular one, but I have had one done for my esophagus.
So the procedure they did for your esophagus, did you have any issues with the contrast?
No, but it was kind of gross.
Unfortunately, for this procedure, you will be drinking the same kind. So the test they did for your esophagus, exactly what was it done for?
It was just done a few years ago, and I was diagnosed with severe acid reflux.
And lastly, do you have any sort of drug or food allergies?
Not that I'm aware of.
Before this exam, you would have been given a prep. Were you provided those details?
Yes.
Did you follow the prep?
I did follow the prep.
When was the last time you had anything to eat or drink?
It was around 10 o'clock last night.
So this procedure is called the small bowel follow-through. For this exam, it will be done to visualize your intestines. This will help us to better see what's going on and what may be causing you to have chronic constipation. In the beginning, I'm going to take a picture, an x-ray of your abdomen. I'm going to take this x-ray and then show it to the doctor. If the doctor gives me the okay to proceed, I will go ahead and have you drink 2 cups of barium. This barium is similar to the contrast you drank in the past for your esophagram. This barium does have a chalky consistency to it, but I will have you to drink that barium as quickly as possible. Because this is a timed exam. Once you drink the barium, I will proceed taking pictures every 15 minutes. Once we reach the 1 hour mark, I will bring the picture to the doctor. Depending on if the barium has reached a certain part of your intestines, he will give the okay to go ahead and continue. But if not, we will have to wait a little longer, and I will also have to take additional pictures of your intestines. Everyone's body is different on how fast the barium moves through. Once we get the barium to your large intestines, we can go ahead and finish up. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get you to lie on this table for me.
Okay.
So this is an image for my scalp. I should be positioned 2 to 3 inches above the crest, midline to the xiphoid process. You want to make sure you mark the bottom right side to make sure you don't get the marker in the anatomy of interest. The image that I've taken.
Alright, it looks good. You can go ahead and proceed with the procedure.
Okay. The barium has now been moving through the patient's body for 15 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and take my 15-minute image. Centered 2 to 3 inches above the crest. What you want to do is place your fingers here. With 3 of my fingers marks 2 to 3 inches. So that is where I have my central ray. You want to make sure your midline, which should be about right here, and to double check, you can check their xiphoid process, which will be here. And you also want to make sure you mark the bottom right side, because remember, your anatomy of interest is on the left. Okay, so now the barium has now been moving through my patient's body for 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and proceed with my second image. This image will be positioned the same way as my 15-minute. So after taking a 30-minute image, the barium isn't moving as efficient as it should. So I'm going to go ahead and get you to walk around some, and that's to help to get the barium moving a little bit faster, okay?
Okay.
So now I'm going to go ahead and take my 45-minute picture. For my 45-minute image, I should now be centered at the crest. So you're going to feel for the patient's crest, which is about right here, which is where I'm centered. Again, you will stay midline to the xiphoid process, and you will continue to mark right side down due to the anatomy of interest. So we have now reached 1 hour since the barium has been moving through the patient's body. I'm going to go ahead and take my last image. So my last image will be the same as my 45 minutes, centered at the crest, midline to the xiphoid process, marking right side down. So this is my 1 hour image.
Alright, everything looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and just fluoro, okay?
Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and set up for the doctor to fluoro. You want to set up your control panel. You want to have your control panel set to fluoro. You want to set your frames per second to 1. You want to make sure your AUC is set to center cell, and that your KBP is at 120. So we're now going to go ahead and set up for fluoro. I'm going to set my remote for the doctor to begin. I'm going to have my patient lying on the table. I'm going to go ahead and have my leg glove prepared for my doctor, my monitor set, and also a shield laid out for the doctor. I'm going to make sure I have my fluoro tower pulled over with my lead curtain attached. You want to make sure you have your bucky moved to the bottom of the table towards the feet, and you will also need a foot pillow for your doctor to fluoro. So I'm pulling the fluoro tower over the patient. I've now set my remote for fluoro. I'll go ahead and get my doctor. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna see just 1 second.
Okay.
Hi, Miss Brandy. Hi, my name is Dr. Botno. I'm gonna be performing your exam today, okay?
Okay.
Right. I'm gonna just move this around. Fluoro. Okay. I'm gonna just put on my left glove, and I'm gonna just palpate your abdomen, okay?
Okay.
And fluoro. Alright, and everything looks how it's supposed to be. I'm gonna go ahead and send the results to your doctor, okay?
So the procedure went very well. So over the next few days, your stool may be white. This is due to the barium passing through. I will need you to drink plenty of fluids. I will need you to drink plenty of water specifically. This will help to flush out the barium, only because barium may cause slight constipation. If you become constipated, contact your doctor. He may prescribe you a laxative. Did you have any questions for me?
Can I leave here and go eat?
Yeah, once you leave, you're free to eat if your doctor has cleared you to.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions for me?
I don't think that's about it.
All right, well, I thank you for coming in, Ms. Brandy, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
So in the beginning, before getting your patient, you want to check your order. Your order should contain the exam that the patient is getting. You want to verify the patient's name, their date of birth, and their ID number by wristband. Included in the order, you will also see the physician who ordered that particular exam, and along with that, you will also have your history. Your history you will be taking once you've gotten your patient dressed. You will obtain a thorough history by asking, if they're pregnant, any recent surgeries, and if they followed the prep for that particular exam. You also want to record your images. You want to record the times of your images for a small bowel follow-through. For a small bowel follow-through, you will be taking images every 15 minutes. So you want to start taking those images at the 15-minute mark after the patient has started drinking, but you also want to note your start time. This start time is going to be when that patient enters the room. Your finish time is when that patient has exited the room. This will be your drinking times. Again, it will be every 15 minutes. You also need to record the number of x-ray images you've taken and the number of fluoro images that you've taken. That is if the doctor has decided that he wants to proceed with fluoro. You also want to always note your total fluoro time.